Gat Pratmesh Shivaji. Jyoti.
Present,
Jyoti.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Kiran Ligade. Kiran Ligade. Lakshmikant. Lakshmikant. Mantesh.
Yes, sir.
Right. Mole Prem. Mole Prem. Nagesh.
Yes, sir.
Nagesh. Okay. Nandish.
Present, sir.
Right. Okay. Pooja Patil. Pooja Patil. Pramod Kumar. Pramod Kumar. Praveen. Praveen. Priyanka. Priyanka. Sandhya.
Present, sir.
Okay. Sandhya. Sandhya. Santosh Pujari. Santosh Pujari. Santosh Sonar. Santosh Sonar. Shahbaz. Shahbaz. Shafia. Shafia.
Present, sir.
Right.
Present, sir.
Okay. Sridhar. Sridhar.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Srushti. Srushti.
Present,
Right. Okay.
sir.
Siddharth Varnekar. Siddharth Varnekar. Siddharth Patil. Siddharth Patil. Supriya. Right.
Present, sir.
Vandana. Vandana. Vasant. Vasant. Vedata. Vedata. Yogesh. Yogesh. Mahesh Dodamani. Mahesh Dodamani. Balesh. Balesh. Taik Mohammed. Taik Mohammed. Praveen Rathod. Praveen Rathod. Abhishek. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Aishwarya.
Present,
Right.
sir.
Amanullah. Amanullah. Bandurkar Tanay Mohandas. Bhaurav. Bhaurav. Shodhan. Shodhan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Devanor Anil Kumar Shekappa. Devanor Anil Kumar Shekappa. Nand Kumar. Nand Kumar. Pramod Kesti. Pramod. Rohini. Right.
Present, sir.
Okay. Rohit. Rohit. Shashidhar.
Yes, sir.
Right. Sridhar. Sridhar.
Present, sir.
Okay. Snehal.
Present, sir.
Right. Snehal. Snehal. Vaishnavi.
Present, sir.
Right. Saish.
Present, sir.
Okay. Karthik Yam. Smita. Smita. Okay. I hope everybody have worked out the homework that I had given yesterday. What are the answers for that? For the homework that I had given yesterday, what are the answers? The given value is FDH. FDX. We have to convert it into decimal. What is the answer that you are getting? Analyze the program assuming that P1 has a value of FDH for data. Second part of the program. What is the decimal value you are getting for FD? First, you have to perform FD divided by A, 0A, quotient, I'll write as Q, and remainder as R. FD divided by 0A. Quotient will be how much? 19. It is the same that we got yesterday. Then remainder will be 3 for the first FDH divided by 0AH. Remainder will be 3. Then next 19, whatever quotient we are getting, that again we have to divide by 0A. Quotient we will get 2. 2 will be the quotient and remainder will be 5. Remainder will be 5. Then last operation, we can perform the quotient that is 2 divided by 0A. You will get the same thing, or whatever quotient you have got, that itself you can take, that will be the final remainder. That is 2. The last one, that is 2, is the remainder. That means this is the lower digit. This is the lower digit. Then next one is the middle digit. This is our middle digit. Middle digit. And the last one is the higher digit. Last answer, whatever we are getting, that is the higher digit. This is higher digit. Okay, so what is the answer then? 253. You can keep your calci in hexadecimal mode, right? Type FDH, then convert it into decimal. DEC, decimal, you will get FDH is equivalent to 253. FDH is equal to 253 decimal, in decimal, right? This is how you all have to convert it. This is the analyzing of the program. Okay. Is it clear? Yes, this one, how we are getting this 253 is the same as that we did yesterday, right? Go on repeatedly dividing the quotient by 10 or 0A. Whatever are the remainder you are getting, that you go on storing them. Then final remainders, that is lower digit, the first remainder, middle digit, the second remainder, final remainder, that is the higher digit. This answer 253, the reverse order, that will give the decimal equivalent of the given input hexadecimal number. Okay. So this is about the program that we discussed yesterday and its analysis, assuming that P1 has a value of FDH for the data. Hereby we are completing module 2. Let us move with the module 3. Right, module 3. It is 8051 programming in C language. 8051 programming in C language. Starting with the introduction, just as we have assembly language, similarly we have 8051 C language. Okay, the features that are there in 8051 C, they are having certain advantages over the features that are there in the assembly language program. Okay, so this 8051 C language, it's an alternative for the assembly language program. We can write the program in assembly language, or we can write the program in 8051 C language. Okay, there is two options here. One, to write the program in assembly language, or to write the program in 8051 C language. So this is another way of interacting with the 8051 microcontroller. One way is to use the assembly language, and the second method to interact with the microcontroller is to use the 8051 language, C language. Now the question is which one to choose, whether to choose assembly language or the 8051 C language. This depends on the speed of the program, the size of the program, and the ease of programming. Ease of programming means with how much easier it is making you to write the program or to execute the program. That is the ease of programming, right? These three options, that is possibilities, that is the program size, the speed with which the program executes, and the ease of programming, decide which one to choose for writing the program. Whether we have to go ahead with the assembly language programming, or we have to write the program in 8051 using 8051 C language. Okay. That is, other than using assembly language, there is another way of communicating with 8051. It is the 8051 C language, which is the preferred choice. Why it is a preferred choice? Because it is used for complex and large programs. Assembly language we cannot use for larger programs and for complex programs. If you are writing a large and complex program, then we have to make use of 8051 C language. Okay, because in assembly program the length will be more. We are using mnemonics there, right? And this 8051 C language, it is similar to the conventional C language. Whatever C language you have studied in your first year level, it is just an extension of that. So you are already familiar, most of them will be familiar with C language. It becomes easier to write the program in 8051 C language as compared to writing the program in assembly language. 8051 C language offers alternative to the assembly language programming. So the choice is dependent on the factors such as desired speed, code size, and the ease of programming. It is left to the programmer. Here, the programmer has to think, and accordingly, he has to decide whether he has to write the program in assembly language or to write the program in 8051 C language. What are the features of 8051 C language? Features of 8051 C language. This 8051 C language, it's a derivative of the conventional C language. Derivative means the original C language, whatever is existing, right? This 8051C has been derived from the original C language. This 8051C language has all the data types as that of the conventional C language. Whatever are the data types of the C language, right? You have int data type, real, okay, all those data types, char, character, right? Whatever you are using for C language, the same data types are also there for the 8051 C language, but with certain additional data types. There are certain extra data types available in 8051 C language. For example, it has the data types for memory, right? To define the memory size, it has a data type. Then it has certain memory modes which it can define. Okay, this is not possible with the assembly language. These are certain extra features that the 8051 C language has over that of the conventional C language. This also allows the programmer to write special interrupt functions. 8051 C language allows the programmer to write certain specialized interrupt functions. Interrupt functions can be written in assembly level language also, but certain specialized interrupt functions, certain unique interrupt functions can only be written in 8051 C language, but they cannot be written in the assembly language. Now, whatever source code is written for the C language, the program that you all are writing for the C language, it can be compiled and executed only on the monitors. It is on the computers, right? Whereas the programs that we are writing for the using the 8051 C language, that is compiled and executed on the microcontroller chip. You have to dump the program, you have to download the program into the microcontroller chip and then run it. Okay, that will run the particular application. Suppose if you want to run the stepper motor, right, you have to dump the program, you have to download the program that you have written, C program, into the microcontroller chip, run it. That will make you to rotate the stepper motor. Like this, there are different applications that are possible with the 8051 C language easily as compared to that of the assembly language. Coming to the advantages of 8051 C language. What are the various advantages of 8051 C language? As I told, it is easier and less time consuming to write the program in 8051 C language. And it can handle larger programs and complex programs. That means if the length of the program is large, if the logic is lengthy, then one can make use of 8051 C language as compared to writing the program in assembly language. It is easy to edit the program, modify the program, update the program, right, and manage the programs in 8051 C language. We can easily edit wherever it is necessary. You can make the corrections, right? You can debug the errors, right? All these options are easily available in the 8051 C language. So it is more user friendly as compared to that of the assembly language. Programs are more readable and are easier to understand in 8051 C language. In 8051 C language, the programmer need not know the hardware details, right? The hardware details means how one block is connected to the another block, right? How is the CPU connected to the peripherals? All those details are not necessary for the programmer. Those details are managed by the compiler. Compiler will manage that hardware details. Therefore, the programmer need not know the hardware details of the application. Suppose if you are running a stepper motor application, right? The programmer need not know how the CPU is connected to the peripherals, what is the connection of the different blocks. Need not necessary. It is not necessary. Just if you are knowing the ports, which are the different ports, and how to access those ports, that is sufficient. Specifications of those ports, that is sufficient to run the stepper motor application. That means hardware details are not necessary for the programmer to know if you are making use of the 8051 C language. And the programs that you are writing for one microcontroller, suppose I'm writing the program for 8051 microcontroller, right? I'm downloading it in 8051 chip and I'm running it. The same program with less modifications, with less changes, I can also run on 8052 microcontroller, or any other microcontroller with certain small changes here and there. That means they are called as portable. It is called as portability property. Portability means the programs written for one microcontroller can be run with less modification on some other microcontrollers also. This property of the microcontroller is called as, or the 8051 C language is called as portability, portable. These are the advantages of the 8051 C language. Coming to the disadvantages of 8051 C language. Though it has got certain advantages, there are certain disadvantages of the 8051 C language also. What are the disadvantages then? Disadvantages are the machine codes that are generated are lengthier in size, right? Larger machine codes are generated for the C program. It is difficult to calculate the delay of the C programs, because we already came across the point that the C programs are meant for usually for the larger and complex programs, right? Therefore, the length of the C program, as it is larger, the delay of that program calculation becomes difficult. That is the disadvantage. Then if you are making use of 8051 C language, the programmer will not be knowing the hardware details. Hardware details are not at all necessary if you are writing the program in 8051 C language. So he will be not having the knowledge of the hardware details if he is writing the program in using the 8051 C language. And for the same C program, different compilers, right? Different compilers produce different hex code sizes, right? Different C compilers are there, right? Different C compilers which compile the high level language into machine level language. So those different compilers, right, they produce the different hex code sizes for the same program. For the same program, they produce the different hex code sizes. So that is a disadvantage of writing the program in 8051 C language. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the 8051 C language. In examination, they may ask, write the various advantages and disadvantages of 8051 C language, or explain the various advantages and disadvantages of 8051 C language. Or the question may be, list the various advantages and disadvantages of the 8051 C language. Next, we will move on to data types in 8051 C language. Data types in 8051 C language. You are already familiar with the data types in C language. They are almost the same here. It's certain here and there changes. Data type, as you are aware of it, what is a data type? Can anybody tell me what is meant by a data type? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of a data type? What is meant by a data type?
Collection of set
of
different databases.
You are right, nearing to the answer. See, data by type is nothing but one which stores the value. Simple one. Okay, just simple to tell is one which stores the values. Okay, the one or the variable or the one which stores the values is called as the data type. These various data types in 8051C are as follows. First one is unsigned character, unsigned char. It is storing 8-bit data, maximum 8-bit data, that is 1 byte, and its value ranges from 0 to 255. That means it can store the values from 0 to 255, unsigned character data type. Second one, signed character. It is also 8-bit, but it can store both negative as well as positive values. Unsigned character can store only the positive values, whereas signed character data type can store both negative as well as positive values. Okay, that is, it can store the values from -128 to +127. That is the range of the signed character data type. Unsigned int. Unsigned integer, it is maximum storage capacity is 16 bit. It can store maximum 2 byte data. So the values range from 0 to 65,535. That is the range of the unsigned int data type. It can store maximum between 0 to 60, any value between 0 to 65,535. Next, signed integer. Signed integer, again, it is meant for both negative integer values and positive integer values. Therefore, it is those 16-bit and 2 byte size. It can store the values ranging from -32,768 to +32,767. That is the range of the signed integer data type. Next, yes bit. Yes bit means special bit. Yes bit means special bit. These are meant for the bits stored in the special function registers. The bits of the special function registers can be defined by this particular data type yes bit. And it can store only two values, that is either 0 or 1. Either it can store 0 or 1, any one of these two. It's a binary data type. Okay, it is maximum 1 bit, right? Bytes, we cannot define it as a byte because it can store either 0 or 1, only 1 bit. And next data type is bit. It is storing 1 bit, either it stores 0 or 1. Last one is SFR. SFR full form, that you are aware of it, special function register. Okay, it is storing 8 bits. Again, it is all the special function registers in 8051, most of them they are 8 bit. Okay, except few of them like DPTR is a 16-bit one. Okay, few of them program counter is 16-bit, except few of them, most of the data type, most of these special function registers are 8 bits in 8051 microcontroller. It is 1 byte, and the values that it can store is between 0 to 255. Right. So these are the various data types in 8051 C language. Okay. Next is unsigned character. Unsigned character. The unsigned character, as just now we discussed, it is an 8-bit size data type. The character data type in 8051 microcontroller is of 8 bits, right? Why this unsigned character is 8 bit? Because the 8051 microcontroller, it is 8-bit microcontroller. 8051 is an 8-bit microcontroller, hence the character data type is also 8-bit. What is meant by 8-bit microcontroller? Can anybody tell me what is meant by 8-bit microcontroller? Can anybody tell me that? Yes. What is meant by 8-bit microcontroller?
It can handle 8 bits at a time, sir.
Yes, you are right. That means the data bus of 8051 microcontroller is 8-bit. The meaning of 8-bit microcontroller is the data bus in 8051 microcontroller is maximum of 8-bit. That is why it is called as 8-bit microcontroller 8051. Right? There may be some other microcontroller which is having 16-bit data bus. Then it is called as 16-bit microcontroller. Right? The number of bit microcontroller is decided on the size of the data bus. If the data bus is of 8-bit, then it is called 8-bit microcontroller. The data bit is if the data bus is of 16-bit, then it is called as 16-bit microcontroller, like that. As the data bus is of 8-bit, here it is for 8051, it is 8-bit microcontroller. The character data type is also 8-bit. This character data type is most widely used in 8051C because it's a 8-bit microcontroller, and that it is 8-bit data type, and the microcontroller is also of 8-bit, so it is most widely used in 8051C language. And its range varies from 0 to 255, as we discussed just now. That is from 00 to FFH, 0 to 255, or from 00H to FFH. Applications of unsigned character data type, it is used for the counters. So we know that the counter, it varies or it increments from 00 to 255, that is 00 to FFH, the counter, right, which counts the values. Right, you all have studied counters in your digital system design, right? So they count the values. Okay, so like this in microcontroller also there are counters which count the value from 00 to 255 or 00 to FFH. So for these counters, they are defined using unsigned character data type, and they are also used to represent the ASCII characters. Certain ASCII characters, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, full form of ASCII. Right? So these ASCII characters, like how there are normal characters, right? Those characters are represented by a character, some special characters called as ASCII characters. So to represent these ASCII characters, also the unsigned character data type is used. Now there is one point regarding the unsigned character. The point is that if we are not mentioning the data type as unsigned character, then by default the data type is taken as signed data type, signed character data type. That means we have to use this keyword unsigned before the CHAR. If we are not using this keyword unsigned before the CHAR, that means the microcontroller will assume that it is a signed character, SIGNED. So it is necessary to use which data type it is. We have to clearly mention whether it is unsigned character or signed character. If it is signed character, we need not mention. By default, it will take it as signed character only. But if it is unsigned character, we have to compulsorily write it as unsigned here before the CHAR. Clear? Second one is signed character. Signed character. The signed character is again 8-bit data type. This signed character makes use of the MSB bit as the bit for indicating the sign. We discussed in one of the program, I have discussed with you all how to find the positive numbers and negative numbers. Right? If it is a positive number, the MSB bit is 0. If it is a negative number, the MSB bit is 1. Correct? So like that, here also the MSB bit, it is D7th bit, represents or finds whether the number is a positive number or a negative number. If MSB bit is 0, the remaining 7 bits, they represent the magnitude and it is a positive number. If the MSB bit is 1, the remaining 7 bits represent the number and it is a negative number. Only 7 bits are used to represent the magnitude of the number. The range of the signed character is both it represents both negative values as well as positive values. Hence it ranges from -128 to plus 127. Its ranges from -128 to plus 127. Now, what are the applications of the signed character? Sometimes you require to define negative temperature values, right? There is possibility that the temperature value will be negative. Right? In some cities, the temperature goes negative, right? So to represent such negative temperature values, this signed character data type is used. Next is unsigned int. The third one, unsigned int data type. Unsigned integer. Remember, character is of 8-bit, integer data type is of 16-bit. Unsigned and signed integer, they are of 16-bit data types. Unsigned it is a 16-bit data type. Its range is from 0 to 65,535. Now, if you all convert this 65,535 decimal into hexadecimal, you get FFFFH in hexadecimal, right? That is the range of the 16-bit unsigned data type. It is used to define 16-bit memory values. The memory locations, as we know, in 8051 microcontroller, they are of 16-bit. The data is of 8-bit, whereas the memory locations, they are of 16 bits. To represent these 16-bit memory locations, unsigned int data type is made use of. And sometimes there are certain counters which go beyond 256 or 255. To represent such counters also, the unsigned integer data type is made use of. Clear here? Are you following here, students? Are you following here, everyone? Any doubts up till now? Yes, please. Any doubts up till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. Next, 8051 is a 8-bit microcontroller and int data type takes 2 bytes of data. Integer data type takes 2 bytes of data. As it is taking 2 bytes of data, that is, I give the example of a memory, defining the memory. Memory is of memory addresses, they are of 16-bit. Memory location address is of 16-bit. If we are using this, storing this memory location in RAM memory, it takes again 2 byte. It is of 2 byte because it is 16-bit. Again, it takes 2 memory locations, RAM memory locations, to store these memory values, 16-bit memory values. right? That means we have to, whenever we are handling the unsigned int data type, we have to be aware that the program size will increase. In the sense, the hex code, whatever is generated for the C language, when we are making use of unsigned int data type, it is more, or it increases. The hex code of the written program increases if we make use of the unsigned int data type, right? Because it is a 16-bit value, therefore the hex code or the program size increases. This is the disadvantage of the unsigned int. We cannot say it as a disadvantage. It is one of the feature of unsigned integer. But whenever we are handling the unsigned integer, whenever we are making use of unsigned integer, we have to thoughtfully handle it, right? We have to be aware that if we make use of this, then the hex code file size will increase. The misuse of integer variables will result in larger hex files. The C compiler uses again the same thing. If you are not specifying before the integer, if you are not using the keyword unsigned, then by default it will take it as signed integer. Therefore, it is necessary to precede this the int here with the keyword unsigned. We have to use the keyword unsigned before the int. Next is signed integer. Signed integer, again, it is a 16-bit data type. And as we discussed the sign char, it is similar to that. That is, the MSB bit is used to represent the sign, D15th bit, that is a 16th bit, D15. If it is 0, it is a positive value. If it is 1, it is a negative value. The 15 bits are remaining 15 bits are used to represent the magnitude of the number and the range of this, as it represents both negative values as well as positive values. Hence, its range is from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. This is used to represent both positive as well as negative values. Next, bit data type. As the name itself indicates that it can store either 0 or 1, any one of these two. Either it can store 0 or 1. The data type is used to declare variables that reside in 8051's bit addressable location. Now, for which register this bit data type is used? It is used for the registers for the memory locations of the RAM, that is from 20 to 2FH. Because we know that this memory location block of the RAM between 20 to 2FH is meant for which one? 20 to 2F of RAM memory. Try to recollect the organization of RAM memory. What does 20 to 2FH represent in the RAM memory organization? What is that block called as? Between 20 to 2FH. It is called as? Yes? Can anybody recollect? It is called as what?
Bit addressable.
Correct. You are right. Bit addressable memory. First is the working registers, right? Working registers. Okay. That is R0 to R7. There are 4 register banks. Then after that comes the bit addressable memory 20 to 2FH. Then after that, next comes the general purpose memory. General purpose memory from 30 to 7FH. Correct. So this is the organization of the RAM memory. So to represent this bit addressable memory locations, this bit data type is used. Example is given here, bit flag equal to 0. Bit flag equal to 0. That means this flag is assigned the value of 0. This declares a bit variable called flag and it is initialized to 0. Next, S bit. S bit full form is special bit. Special bit, as the name itself will indicate that this is meant for the bits of the special function registers. The data type is similar to the bit data type, except that it is used to declare 1-bit variables that reside in special function registers. For example, S bit P is equal to 0xD0. S bit P is equal to 0xD0. The example is given here. S bit P is equal to 0xD0. This represents the least significant bit of the program status word register. 0xD0 is the memory location of the least significant bit of the program status word register. Now, if we define like this, what is the use? You may ask me, what is the use of declaring like this? S bit P is equal to 0x D0. The use is that in the program, instead of making use of 0x D0 everywhere, you can make use of P. 0x D0 is the memory location of the LSB, the least significant bit of program status word register. Fine. But if you are making use of 0x D0 everywhere in the program becomes complex and it is difficult to read the program. To overcome that, what is done? S bit P is equal to 0x D0. If you are defining, then the advantage is that instead of making use of 0x D0 everywhere in the program, that can be replaced by simply making use of P. This is the advantage of these data types here. S bit data type. Next, SFR, form is special function register. We know that SFRs can store 8 bits. They are of 8-bit values. Data type is used to declare byte, that is 8-bit variables that are associated with special function registers. Example is SFR IE is equal to 0xA8. IE full form is interrupt enable. The full form of IE register is interrupt enable register. This interrupt enable register is stored in memory location 0xA8. Try to recollect what all memory locations we discussed in the beginning classes, that is when we are discussing module 1. DPTR register is having different memory location. IP register is having different memory location, right? Okay, so each of the special function registers are stored in a particular memory location. Like that, IE is also a special function register, interrupt enable special function register, which is stored in memory location 0xA8, right? So like this, we can make use of this IE register in the program directly instead of making use of A8 as the memory location in the various sections of the program, various parts of the program. Declares an SFR variable IE that resided byte address A8H. SFR data type is just a means to enable us to assign names for SFRs so that it is easier to remember. Now, if we declare like this, what is the advantage? We can easily remember the names. Instead of using A8 everywhere in the program, if we make use of IE, then that will be easier to remember instead of making use of A8. It is very difficult to remember the memory locations, correct? Instead of that, directly make use of the IE in the program wherever it is necessary. Last data type is SFR16. This data type is used for declaring 16-bit special function registers, right? 16-bit special function registers like DPTR, okay? Then program counter. So such 16-bit special function registers, they are made, they are declared using the SFR16 data type. SFR16 DPTR, it is defined. This is equal to 0x82. 82 is the memory location where DPTR register is stored. That's why it is declared as SFR16 DPTR is equal to 0x82. There is one important note here. Whenever we are declaring S bit, SFR or SFR16 variables, that means data types, we have to declare them outside the main function. Like you write the program in C language. How do you write the program in C language? First you write the main program, okay, where you declare all the variables, right? Where you write the print statement, scanf statement, correct? That is your main program, where you are defining all the header files and the main part of the program, that is your initialization part. Then next comes the logic of the program that you are writing as a sub program, correct? So here, whenever you are declaring these variables, that is SF bit, SFR or SFR16, declaration of these should be outside the main function. It should not be inside the main function. Otherwise, the program will give the error message that the variables have been declared inside the main function. Then what we have to do? We need to debug that, declare them correctly outside the main function, then the error will be removed. These are the various data types in 8051 C language. Then next comes the bitwise operators. You are all familiar with these operators, and its symbol is like this ampersand. Then this is for the OR operator vertical line. XOR is represented like this, inverted V. Inverter for the NOT gate, we are using this symbol. Then shift right, we are using like this. Okay, these symbols. Then shift left, it is to the left side. Arrowhead is pointing to the left side. Shift right means arrowhead is pointing to the right side. Like that, you can remember. These are the various bitwise operators of 8051 C language. That is, what is meant by bitwise operators? Bitwise operators are nothing but the operations can be performed on individual bits. The operations can be performed on individual bits, single bits. You can perform AND operation or XOR, NOT operation, shift operation, shift left, shift right. All these operations can be performed on single bits. So this is one of the useful, important and most powerful feature of the C language, that is its ability to perform bit manipulation. These bitwise operators, where they are employed, they are used in software engineering for writing the code for the embedded systems. Right? Embedded system is an application of microcontroller where the application is meant for only particular task. Right? Only particular task is run. So that is called as the embedded system. It consists of both software as well as hardware. That is why it is called as embedded system. It's software as well as hardware, but it is meant only for a particular application. It is application oriented. Embedded system is application oriented. It is meant only for a particular application. So for such applications, this 8051 C language is employed. Bitwise operator of 8051 C language. Then this understanding of bitwise operators, it is also useful for interfacing and extension of microprocessor. Microprocessor, wherever programming is done, that is writing the program for the microprocessor or microcontroller or the embedded system, then we are making use of the bitwise operators of the feature of the 8051 C language. This bitwise operator feature of the 8051 C language is used for the microprocessors, or it can be used for microcontroller or for the embedded systems. They are all part and parcel of microprocessor based systems. Clear here? What all we discussed in today's class? We started with the homework that we had mentioned in the previous class, then started with the module 3 8051 programming in C. What is 8051 C language? Introduction to that. Features of 8051 C language. It is a derivative of the conventional C language and its other features. Advantages, certain advantages of 8051 C language. Then coming to its disadvantages. Data types in 8051 C language. There are around 7 data types here that are mentioned in the table. In examination, if they ask, explain the various data types of in 8051 C language. First, you have to draw this table, right? Draw this table, the data types, bits, bytes, value range, write all this, enter the table, and then you have to explain each of these. Unsigned character, what is signed character, unsigned int, signed int, yes bit and SFR. All these you have to explain along with examples and their applications. And later we discussed bitwise operators in 8051 C language. The various bitwise operators are AND, OR, XOR, NOT operation, that is inverter, shift right and shift left. These are the various topics of the today's class. Any questions here? Any questions? Any questions here? Saish, any questions? Saish?
No, sir. Just entered, sir.
Gaudar, any question? Shashidhar Gaudar? Shashidhar? Rohini? Rohini? Paule? Akshata, any doubts? Akshata? Akshata?
No,
Belvi?
sir. No doubt, sir.
Any questions,
No doubt,
Akshata?
sir.
Okay. Bharti, any questions?
No, sir. No doubt.
Okay, fine. Bharti, any questions? Bharti? Jyoti, any questions here?
No, sir.
Understood today's topics?
Yes,
Clear?
understood.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mantesh, is it clear today's topics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nagesh, Nagesh, is it understood? Nagesh, Priyanka, Priyanka,
Sir, no doubt, sir.
okay. Shafia, Shafia,
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
understood. Good. Sridhar, Sridhar,
No doubt, sir. Understood.
fine, fine. Srushti, Srushti,
No, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. Abhishek, Abhishek,
हाँ सर
any doubts, Abhishek?
हाँ सर
What is your doubt?
नो सर
Any questions, Abhishek?
सर नहीं आउट सर
Okay. Aishwarya?
नो सर
Okay, fine. Thank you. Aishwarya,
Yes, sir.
any doubts?
Yes, sir.
If you are having any questions,
No, sir.
anything not understood, you can ask. Aishwarya.
Yes, sir.
Clear with the today's topics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shodhan? Shodhan? Any questions, Shodhan?
Yeah, understood.
Understood? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any doubts here? Shodhan, anything not understood? Any problem in understanding?
No.
Shodhan? Okay, fine. In the next class, I'll be continuing with the next, that is subsequent topics in the chapter in this module. Okay, that we'll take up in the next class. Okay, that is delay calculation is there, of the 8051C language, that will take up in the next class. Okay, thank you.